Hey there, guys and gals. I realize I haven't put up a lot of new content recently, but maybe I'll make another video for that later. Don't care about that right now. Right now, what we care about is showing you. I said we as if there's another person here with me. There's not. It's just me. Sorry, it's just me. I finally got my Kickstarter rewards for FateForge. So that's creatures and the Encyclopedia from the world of Eana from Studio Agate in France. And this box is humongous. We're going to go through it. If it is stuff that's easy to go through, like the books, because I got all 4 from the quadrilogy of FateForge, then I'll show them to you. But if they're harder to go through, like the Pawns box, I'm going to make separate videos for them. I mean, I'll take them out of the huge box, but I will make separate videos for the stuff after that. There will be little timestamps across the bottom to tell you what part of the unboxing I've gotten to. And when the videos are made for the breakdown things, like for the pawns and stuff, I will have cards up in the top. Let me see. It is the top right of the video, so it'll be my top left, I think. I'll try and point them out and tell you that cards are going to be there. It's something I don't do, but I think it's really cool when other people do it. So, yeah. All right. The box is humongous, and it weighed so many pounds. It's at least 20 pounds of stuff. So I'm sorry if the beginning of the video is from a weird angle, but I got to get everything out of the actual box. I might not show you guys this part because it's super hard for me to film, but this box is humongous. I'm going to take everything out of it and show you what's in it. So how are we going to start this unboxing? Obviously, we have to start it with the actual books. Now, I missed the original FateForge Kickstarter, and then I missed the second one as well, but I jumped in at book 3, which is called Creatures, and I fell in love with everything that has to do with this. Like the art, gorgeous. The way that they write, amazing. Like Studio Agate really has down what makes TTRPGs great. So I actually went, and even though I started on book 3, which I will show you in a second, I went back and made sure that I had all 4 books. I will read my way through all of them. I will take what I can and add it to my setting and just keep the rest in the back of my head forever, because this is good stuff right here. The quadrilogy is broken down into 4 books. I'm going to lift them and you guys are going to laugh when I'm like, yeah, heave-ho. They're heavy. They're pretty darn heavy. Now it's backwards because if they're stacked, whatever, it doesn't matter. Adventures is the first book. The second book is the Grimoire. The third book is Creatures, which is where I joined. A little weird that it's boom, 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 but this is a different design with the 5th edition, whatever, it doesn't matter. Still cool, though. I believe that this book 4, I got standard, special cover, but I will show you the covers in a moment. These are the 4 books. There is another book coming out that has to deal with the Netherworld, but when that Kickstarter comes out, I'll let you know, because I'm probably going to buy it. Grim is no longer the only super backer in our group. There's also me. Now that we have book 1 out, I'm just going to show you, like, look at some of this art. I hope that this is the correct angle for you guys to view. While Eana is its own separate setting, you could do a whole thing just in Eana. I already have one campaign going that's in Faerun on Toril, so I'll just borrow what I can. But like their version of everything is just so cool. Their art is gorgeous. Let's actually see. I'm going to go back. If you see this icon in any of their books, it's something specifically related to FateForge and Eana. They do use a couple different things than just vanilla 5e, but pretty much everything is still connected to 5e stuff, which is cool. I would like to see if it shows you. No, it does not. Dang. We got your Dragonborn, we got your dwarves, we got your elves, we got your gnomes, we got your halflings, your humans, half elves, half orcs, tieflings. Those are the basic races. I know that there are also hobgoblins and other stuff, but that's beside the point. But the Adventures book is basically kind of like your player's handbook, as opposed to the other books, which are kind of dealing specifically with certain stuff. But like, everything is so beautiful. It's so good. You will notice that like the way that they lay things out is very close to Shadows of Esteren, which also happens to have been done by Studio Agate. And Shadows of Esteren is the most depressing TTRPG I've ever seen in my life. Shadows of Esteren is one of those games where you don't win, you just lose less. And I'm just not all about that life most of the time. I want to win, so sorry. But this is essentially your player's handbook equivalent, if you want to do it in here. This is what I wanted to show, because I saw that icon from before. Shadows of Esteren, like everything that hurts you and does like more than 5 damage or something, will like cripple your character for an unspecified amount of time. And they added wounds here. There's also like we have in regular 5e, there's like if you get hit for enough damage that it's twice your health, you die instantly. But like a lot of other TTRPGs, and I think Pathfinder does this too, if you take enough damage in one swing, like your character is out of it. They go through that in FateForge. They use that kind of ability here too. And they call it wounds, which is just like, you get hit in a certain spot for enough damage, and like you're out of it. Your character can't control themselves right, that kind of stuff. Which is cool. These look like diseases, which is great. Yeah, they have their own diseases because, listen, they made Shadows of Esteren. There's got to be some, sad stuff to happen to you. Some bad stuff, too. I'm just going to rhyme. I think I'm just going to rhyme. Character sheets. You have your... Oh, this is super cool. This is what a Shadows of Esteren character sheet looks like. I wonder... They probably included some free ones. I mean, obviously I paid for everything in here as a Kickstarter. But, I mean, they probably included some that aren't in the book, so you don't have to copy. Man, they expect you to get a lot of spells. Cool. That was book 1. Next, we're going to move on to the Grimoire, which deals a lot with, magic and stuff. This is basically an entire book on magic because it's the Grimoire. So I'll be looking through these and I'm sure stealing a bunch of stuff for my campaign as well. Ha 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 ha. It also has, some regular 5e spells, like you can see Hero's Feast and Healing Word and stuff like that. But there's plenty of new stuff as well. They do this really cool thing here, though, where like they show you icons to like give you an idea of what this thing has to do with. Like that's a neat way to break it down, because if you're glancing through the PHB real quick and like you see that icon, you're like, oh, I have an idea of what this falls into, like what category of thing this item falls into, or what have you. Like that's cool. I guess the all-pervading darkness that every TTRPG had, called the Canker in Eana. So there's that. You can be corrupted by it. You can go crazy, of course. Of course. You can get cankerous manifestations. You can cast auras, which is cool. They have their little icons here that like give you like an idea of what they do. Spells with M, and then it's got a big list at the end of spells by level and by class. And then those icons were what school they were in. They use different icons than regular. Ooh, alchemy potions. That's good stuff. That was the Grimoire. Now, this is the reason I got into FateForge at all. I saw creatures, and my thing is I'm very bad at coming up with creatures for scratch, because as most of you know, with 5e specifically and D&D specifically, challenge rating, the formulas that make up challenge rating make no sense at all. No, there's none. There's no sense being made there. So I can never make a creature from scratch, but I'm really good at taking other creatures and giving them new abilities and then fitting them into a specific role. So for a while I was just like seeking out creatures, monsters, what have you. I saw this, I was like, oh my god, this art is amazing. Wow. And I was like, oh man, these creatures are great. Like reading through all this, I'm like, oh, I need this, baby. This is amazing. And it's not just like monsters and stuff. It's like NPCs have their own stat blocks and what have you. And you can kind of like break them down by what they're doing. But like this is the kind of stuff I'm into, man. That's a big boy. That's a big boy. But like this book, I'm gonna read the crap out of, and I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of it. Were rats? Just skipping along. Ashen ones. You want to be Dark Soulsy? You can do that. Ooh, Warhorse skeleton. Look at this art, guys. It's amazing. Again, I'm noticing a trend where the goblinoids specifically look a lot different based on what system you're running. These bugbears are okay, but I think the the hobgoblins specifically look pretty different, comparatively speaking. Kobolds look kind of different too. They're definitely angrier. Hello. So I flipped over here, just happened to flip over here. I have specific breakdowns. There are specific maps that were included in the Kickstarter and like little adventures for specific places. So I actually have a battle map for this Copper Dragon's lair, which is cool. Oh, I flipped to the Tarrasque. He's green here. Usually he's like yellowy orange. Oh, everybody's favorite, the Lich. That's a long ass name, my dude. Oh, wow. Don't like that. Oh, look at him. He's here to murder. Murder! I feel something. What's this? Oh, no, it's just where the binding is messed. Binding's a little short there or something. It's a little weird. Hello, white dragons. They have their own CR here thing. It's basically the same regular breakdown that you have in D&D 5e. That page felt so incredibly cold. Wasn't expecting that. Breaks down legendary creatures for you. It also breaks down like traps and lair stuff, which is really cool. And then you have conditions, which I will be showing you more of a little bit later, because I actually got the conditions deck with my Kickstarter. And then we move on to the final book in the quadrilogy. I don't know why I keep saying it like that, but I'm going to stick with it. We have the Encyclopedia. I realized the way that I had the books laid out, it was hard to see one side of creatures, so I'll try and fix that now. The cool thing is, the Creatures Kickstarter hadn't come out yet by the time they launched the Encyclopedia, because pandemic and shipping and all that jazz. And so they actually merged the two together. If you bought into the Creatures Kickstarter and you also bought in to Encyclopedia Kickstarter, you got them both at the same time, so you didn't have to pay 2 sets of shipping. They also, had a thing where they're like, we're so sorry, everything's crazy with shipping. 'Cause shipping prices went up from the pandemic like 6-7 times more than they were supposed to be. And like that's a reasonably low estimate. A lot of the time it was not. Oh, it has the bookmark. That's so cool. I want to see it. These are like the factions in Eana. You have your cool magic items. My players are going to look at that page specifically when I put up this video, and they're going to be like, I want it. I want those things. We just know. I just know. I would like to pull this out, but I don't know where it is. I missed it. There we go. Oh, it was right in the Free City. Wow. Cool. I love this old parchment type stuff. Oh. The Free City is like the main hub world of Eana. Not saying my players are ever going to get there, but happen to stop on Zonim's bonds. We're actually using Zonim's bonds in our campaign, but the way that I'm running them is they have a slightly different effect based on who has manufactured them. Normally, these are kind of like how do I explain it? If you know what sea prism shackles are from One Piece, it's essentially like that. You can snap them on and someone can't cast magic. It's just kind of like it kind of separates you from the weave, essentially. If we were to use 5e terms. Oh, yes! Likes it. Listen, I'm a big fan of just trying new things and what have you. I think it's going to be great. I can't wait to read through all of this. Although I'm afraid to leave all these books in my pile of books. It might break my desk because they're so heavy. I realize I'm not gonna show you every page in the book. I just want you guys to see how beautiful, how much work, how much time and effort went into these. They're so amazing. Studio Agate does such good work. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. There's so much stuff. I love it. I'm just excited. I don't know why this is happening though. The other book had that too. There's like a weird splaying of the binding near the end. Kind of strange. Cool. But yeah, that was the 4 books that make up the quadrilogy of creatures. That being said, I'm going to show you the rest of everything that I got. All right, I'm going to show you next all the stuff that came separately. So these are all the little minis that it came with, and a metal gold-colored D20. But we're going to start with first, the one that Heather / Oxford Comma is super excited about. We have the Chinchilla. I believe I also have the Chinchilla STL. So at some point, I can make even more of them. But look at it, it's so cute. Everything is so cute. These are the familiars that you can get in Eana. More so than like your regular like cat and owl and that kind of jazz. They have a couple specialty ones. Especially, talking about special, we have the Pickpocat. Where is the camera? The camera is here. Sorry, I'll move up the rest of them a bit closer to the camera. But look at that. Look at that detail. It's so good. It's beautiful. Oh, the base has runes on it too. That's cool. This is a Pickpocat. Next up we have, I believe it is a squirrel. Squirrel, 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 squirrel. You would think more creatures would have a squirrel. They're very like nondescript. Like nobody thinks of looking twice at a squirrel. Whereas you see like a rat, you're like, ugh. But you see a squirrel, you're just like, okay. He's just getting a nut. That's fine. That's fine. This is the crab familiar because there's not a lot of like water stuff. But I definitely have the STL for this because I've printed out one in red already. However, obviously this one's made in resin and it looks way better than what I got. I had made. Definitely does not have, has way more detail than what I made. Oh, so cool. Next up, we have the piggies. Pigs are actually very, very smart in the real world, so it would make sense if you had a pig familiar. Look at him, look at him. He's so happy. I pushed him off the screen by mistake, sorry. Look at him, he's so happy. What a little piggy. Hello, piggy. And last but not least, we have an Eana-specific, FateForge-specific creature. The Gobbler. Look at him. He's so happy. He's so happy you're going to feed him. Blah, 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 blah. Think like a Cheshire cat, but not. He's a big boy. As you can guess, he definitely does gobble a lot of stuff. Nom, 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 nom. And last but not least in this pile of separate things, we've got the metal D20, gold style, and the 20, there we go, is the FateForge dragon. Wow, I really gotta get better at figuring out where the center of the camera is. My bad. It's heavy, but not too heavy, which is good. And very, very easy to read, which is also great. Some of the dice I get are beautiful, but I can't read them for shit. Next up, we have the conditions deck that I got because I like to hand out stuff to my players all the time. I play in person for 99% of the people in my group. One of our players lives far away, so obviously she can't do it in person. But for everyone else, I'm just constantly like handing them stuff. I want them to be immersed in the world. And it's good that they're immersed because they don't do things that normal party do. Like right now, they're like, wow, we just learned about goblin religion. Their religion sucks. Let's change all their religions. And I'm like, oh, okay. It wasn't where I was expecting this to go, but all right. Also a very go with the flow DM. Like when you do weird, crazy shit, I'm like, okay, that's what we're running with. Forget about the dudes who want to kill you. That's true. That's fine. We don't need that. But I am not going to open this and go through all the cards in here. I'm going to do that in a separate video for which there should be a card popping up right about now. This I will open, however. They sent us all a card, a thank you card. It's got French here, and then it has an English here. Dear backer, I'm not going to try to read the French because I don't speak French. I know that that's subscriber, though. Anyway, dear backer, here's your treasure, along with the key that opens the Adiac portal to Eana. We hope you will enjoy it and be inspired by it. Guys, you guys have done amazing work already. I have never looked into Vermin 2047, but I assume that since Esterin is so depressing, I assume Vermin 2047 is the world's already over. That's just what I'm going with here. That's what I assume. All we've got here now is the creatures box. This is the pawns that I was speaking of. Got the cool Tarrasque about to destroy you, but if you're not sure what it is, essentially, this is a box that contains all of the creatures that are mentioned somewhere in the books. If it has the Eana dragon on it, that means it is unique to this setting. Minus these guys, because these are the races that exist specifically in Eana. But like they're variations of the regular ones. But these guys are new creatures to Eana. And it has all these guys in here. And stands. Not stands for all of them together. I don't know what the stands are going to look like. But this is going to be its own unboxing video. So if you'd like to see what's in here, you can click the card that's going to pop up right about now. All right, next up, we're going to check out the treasure box. And I won't lie to any of you, I don't remember what's in the treasure box. So we're gonna open it up. I don't think it has nearly as much stuff in it as the creatures box does. So I think we can go through this here. So what do we have in the treasure box? I can tell you it's got a magnetic stopper. Oh, looks like some more standees. So they're gonna be plastic, even though, I mean, obviously they're gonna be plastic. They're gonna be clear. Interesting. Or at least these ones are. I don't know if they're all gonna be clear. But the way that they've always been shown in the pictures is black. Cool, interesting. We have some prints in here. Oh, and the battle maps, yes. Check this out. I think there's more than one print. Let's go. Let's check this out. This is amazing. I think the treasure box is the stuff that we got if we donated extra money to make sure that we could get them overseas. The cover from Creatures, the specialty cover, the Tarrasque. Oh. The Pickpocket. Oh, check this out. This is gorgeous. This is amazing. And then Eskino's Mind. I know Grim's gonna see this and be like, we're going. And be like, I mean, you can try and find a way to make it to Eana from Toril. You can certainly try. Next up, got a battle mat. This looks like, just a generic battle mat. Kinda looks like there's a wall here, or maybe this is just one big open road. Okay. Wow, it almost doesn't fit in the camera. Cool. And the other side, though, your stairs down onto this battlefield with a breakdown of how you get there from here. This is cool. Oh, and then some standees. This is what is going to be the kind of stuff that is in the creatures box, but this is like a small sampling of it. That's why they gave me extra bases. But these look like they must be either named characters or your player characters. Cool. Cool. But yeah, this is the kind of quality you'll be looking at if you check out the creatures box video. Cool. Now, these two were just separate prints. They weren't attached to anything else. However, these are the two covers that you could have gotten for the encyclopedia. So whereas I got the standard version cover for the first 3 books, I went and got the red dragon cover for the last book. But these are prints of both the covers. This is what it would look like if I got the regular encyclopedia. In addition to all the main books, it also came with a bunch of extra books. I think a lot of these were unlocked as stretch goals. And you just got extra books. If you were part of the campaign, you also got digital copies. I believe you can also buy digital copies of all of these from Studio Agate's website, or whoever their partners are at the moment. But you have the Creatures Appendix to start with. I'm gonna move it on over here. Basically, this breaks down the creatures that are in there. So they're easier to find, quicker for the DM to go through. Generally speaking, your players aren't going to go through something like this unless they're metagaming, and usually you don't really want your players to metagame. There is a separate player's guide, though, with just like the important stuff that a player has to know. The picture from, this is the cover to Adventures, Book 1. This is if you're pretty much brand new to TTRPGs. Though, I mean, obviously it can still help you, even if you're not. This is pretty much what you'd be handing out to your players, though, if you wanted them to get started real quick. Then we have some adventures, just straight up adventures. If you were part of the Kickstarter, you got PDF copies. I'm pretty sure you can buy these online as well. But we have the Chronolith. I don't want to spoil too much because I might be using one of these or some variation of them, essentially. This is, the Chronolith is a time traveling adventure. If that's what you're into, you can do that. Then there's the Butterfly's Dirge, which I think is more like psychological of an adventure. It's kind of close. It's closer to Shadows of Esterin than like the rest of them are. There's more like feeling and meaning in this one, and there's more like, oh, I really have to think about what I've done or I'm going to mess up a whole bunch of shit. This one's for characters levels 1 to 5. This is for 3 to 5. So you could start either way. A lot of people start their campaigns at level 3 because then you have your first like real class abilities, which you don't necessarily have to do that. Then there's Fort Ardraco is the last one. And as you'll see, it's an Ed Greenwood adventure, which is super cool. That's how good these guys are. They got Ed Greenwood to sign on and be like, you know what? I'm going to help you guys out. To which everyone else said, hell yeah. Yeah. Those are the 5 small books that are included with the Kickstarter stuff. Next up, we have Battle Mats. We have the Cartography of Eana. This is the GM screen. I'm not actually sure what this is. I should know, considering I bought all this stuff, but I don't even remember. And that makes it so much more fun for me. I'm not even gonna lie. When I don't remember what I bought, everything is a surprise, and I'm like, hell yeah! We're gonna go through the battle maps first, because that's the good stuff. At least for me. I love battle mats. I just love them. These are actually battle mats of lairs of creatures or people you can run into during your game. This weird cloning facility or something, those look like Bacta tanks actually, which, yeah, you could use them for cloning, I'm pretty sure, is in the mind of that mad scientist guy. And this is just a generic electronics room, seems like. I didn't expect them to be double-sided, I'm not gonna lie. I said them to be like, bam, here you go. But they were like, no, you can have this, which is the actual mat, and then you can have whatever you want on the other side, baby. Oh, this is nice. This is the Copper Dragon's lair. As you can see, he's got his hoard over here. Boy likes his hoard. And on the back side, it appears to be like the inside and the outside of some building that's out in the desert. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Next up, Looks like we have a torture chamber. Not good. Not good for our intrepid heroes. Welcome to the basement. Welcome to the cult hideout. No, I actually don't remember what this one is, but definitely you could use this as a cult hideout. That's for dang sure. And then on the back, we have both blue and green and then some walls. You might be able to make do with that. Interesting gradient choice. Very interesting gradient choice. Oh, this looks like a nice town. It is a nice town. Seems like a nice town in the desert. But hey. And then the inside of some very rich people's house, I suppose. Next up, we're going to pop up the GM screen. It is very long, so I probably won't be able to get all of it on camera at the moment, but we'll do it anyway. Oh, it keeps getting stuck in the corners because of the fold. Yeah. Yep. There we go. Oh, this boy's stuck together. Okay, that's fine. Man, it's gorgeous. Look at this art. Look at this. Looks like a dragon turtle. Got airships. That looks like a skyship in disguise. Though I suppose probably a skyship can also land in the water. I don't see why not. You have your skills on the first one. What rests do. How combats work. How cover works. Super helpful. Everybody forgets about cover all the time. And then the conditions, which is good. As you can see, Eana and FateForge use depending on what you roll, you might die anyway. Next up we have this. Nope, this is a map. Whoa. Oh, these are the Lair prints. This one I know. I didn't think they'd come in such a... This is a cool folder. Wow, I didn't realize this was a folder until I opened it. That's super cool. These are the prints of the lairs. This is the agate dragon's lair. This is a lich's lair, which was that nice place in the desert that we were looking at. This is the copper dragon's lair. So then these are the prints that are tied to those battle mats with each of their lairs. This is, the vampire's lair. I got you. God, this folder is amazing. Look at this little goblin. He's taking care of his friend. Oh. If you ever want to know what was happening at any part of Eana, you just open this. Oh, it's a folder. Oh, that's sick. Whoa, hello. Wasn't expecting that either. Oh, it does say map folder. I just can't read. This is the free city, so your main hub world, essentially. Actually, this is more than your main hub world. This is pretty big. Wow. Septentrion. Yeah? I'm sorry, cook what? Kaksiku Skaku. Okay. At least Yotumkupanish. No. Yotumkupan Tunch. Sort of easy to say. But Koksiku Skaku. That's too hard. That's too hard. You have Khan! Oh, sorry if I pulled the other one up too high. Drakkenbergen. Cool. Dotharo's Lock. Oh, hello. Oh, interesting. I lower it a bit so you can actually see the whole thing. I didn't expect that one to turn that way. Oh, and it's got that's cool. That's a really cool back. Cataphagia. The capital of Borea. Are they the Egyptian dudes, I guess? Oh, cool. This is so cool. So much time and effort went into this. Amazing. You guys outdid yourselves. Like, This is good stuff. This is such good stuff. Oh, man. A Saphir. I think it looks like... Yeah, this looks right. Tatarines. Freeport. I don't know if I want to live there. That looks like a very easy spot to assault. That is Gore Vortex Den. No, I don't know why I'm using stupid voices all the time. Shudelki's Forbidden City. Oh. It's more... I'm guessing a lot of liches must live in pyramids here. Interesting. Kolmirkala, the mining city. Must be where the dwarves and stuff live. Yep. If there is stuff to dig up, you're gonna have dwarves. Kalgani, capital of the Old Khan. Man, like the logos for every place are so cool. God, I wish I was this creative in any facet of my life. Lihan. This looks like the Middle East / Mongoloid area. I think I'm allowed to say Mongoloid if it's literally about the Mongols, right? Ayangabaul. They're gonna be like, please stop making fun of our names. And I'll be like, I can't pronounce them. It's not my fault. Truly a necropolis. I'm sure this would lead to Blighttown if this was Dark Souls. Nubil Baba Suur. I don't think that's how you pronounce it, but that's the way I'm going to pronounce it because I'm dumb. I need like a pronunciation guide for this, man. I'm real bad with like the umlauts and tones and stuff. That's cool. Ah, easy. Mangalik. Oh, that looks really cool. I'm sorry, is that a Sphinx? That's a Sphinx. Okay, well, sure. That looks like, this looks like real architecture. That one specifically. Zog Sok. Oh, cool. It's so weird to me to see other people, like, when they make up names for stuff, like when they're not English as their base, because English is so good at stealing other languages' words, it's not that weird. But when your first language is another language and you start stealing words, I'm like, oh, that's super interesting and weird, like why you chose those particular ones. Cool. I don't know if I want to live in the city of death. City-state of Pahalakadam. What's that, 4? The House of the Fallen. Well, did the roof cave in on them? Because it's kind of what it looks like. And finally, we get to, oh no, the Free City. Look how big and sprawling this place is. Holy crap. It's huge. As I pack this up, there's one more thing I have to unbox. And I don't even know what it is, but it is its own, I don't know what's in it. It's its own separate box. This is the final box that I got inside my big box. It says it's the grand version of the box. So I'm thinking that this is the box that's supposed to hold all 4 of my books for FateForge. I'm thinking. We'll find out in a second though. Da-na-na-na! Yep, here's my box. Oh, hell yeah. I was wondering where this was. Oh, that's beautiful. I did not order the Red Dragon version. I ordered the Dragon Eye version. Because I honestly think that this looks way cooler as a box than the Red Dragon version did. But this is the box I'm going to end up putting all 4 of my books in when I'm done reading them. And I can carry them with me. Except I won't because it's going to be heavy as hell. This is upside down. I'm an idiot. Sorry. I looked down at it. I was like, this isn't right. Nope, not right. But this is my FateForge box. I was like, you know what? I am going to get all 4 books. You know what? I'm going to get a cool box to put them in. That's it. I mean, you could use it for other stuff. But obviously, I'm going to use it for my FateForge books. But yeah, that was everything in my FateForge Kickstarter spending spree. Out here. Open it up, see if they fit. It would be hilarious if they didn't fit. Hilarious. That would be the funniest thing if they didn't fit. That would be so funny. Oh my god. Sorry, we did all this work, but we forgot to measure the box. Oh my god. I would lose it. Okay, cool. They're gonna fit. Oh no. Are you telling me you guys left room for the Netherworld book? Does that mean I have to buy the Netherworld book too? Oh no. Oh yeah, because I was gonna buy it anyway, because FateForge is amazing. The World of Eana, great. Everything is so good. Look at that. They fit in there. There's room for one more book, because there's another World book coming out. I'm gonna lay this down right now. Ugh. But I hope you guys and gals enjoyed seeing everything that I got. Remember, if you're watching this video first and you haven't clicked one of those cards to move to those unboxings, you can do that. Probably they'll be linked. They might come up in the recommended or something. You can always go to my channel to check out the videos that I've made separately for the conditions deck and the creatures box, because that's a whole bunch of stuff, and I just want to give them their own time to shine. I didn't want to waste too much time with here, even though I flipped through way more of all the books than I thought I was going to. I just wanted to show you guys how great this stuff is. Look at this art. Look at everything I've shown you so far. This Kickstarter was well worth it. And I was going to say I haven't even gotten into it yet, but I have. I've been reading the PDFs as they come out, especially the adventures. The adventures are really, really fun. Like, they just seem like fun experiences. And I don't mean that in like the butterflies dirge. Like, that's not like a woohoo, I'm having fun kind of thing. It's like I'm going to think about stuff fun kind of thing. Like a good role-playing experience. So you got a little bit of everything going on here. You have a whole new setting to explore, or stuff to steal and add to your setting, which is what most of us do anyway. Not gonna front like I don't do that. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, sub, and I'll see you guys and gals later in the next one, or maybe in a little while, or it's probably gonna take me a while to make the other two videos, so don't necessarily expect them when this video releases. Sorry. But that's the way it is.